It turns out this is China's most exquisite luxury item. With a simple rinse of water, the entire jar gleams like a mirror, its surface smooth, flat, and reflective. Beneath the gleaming coat lie mysterious patterns, deep, timeless, and full of character. This is Huzhou Sipi lacquer from the Southern Song dynasty, once an imperial tribute, hailed as the finest among 100 lacquer traditions. Yet it was lost to history, its craft fading away over time. Master lacquer, artist Gan Er, through years of exploration and experimentation, not only revived Sipi lacquer, but propelled Chinese lacquer art back to the world stage. His works have won multiple international awards, and several pieces are now in the Palace Museum's collection. But creating such perfection is no easy feat. You must endure the sting of raw lacquer, and have the patience to spend a full year completing a piece. First, the design is drawn on a board. Then straw is used as the internal mold. Plaster is evenly coated over the straw, and shaped to the desired form. Once dry, the rough form is refined with sandpaper, creating a bare shell ready for lacquer. Powder made from ancient roof tiles is mixed with raw lacquer to form lacquer putty, which is evenly applied to the shell. This process is called puttying. A surface cloth is pressed over each putty coat and repeated several times, layer upon layer, building the structure of Sipi lacquer to achieve the luminous clarity of real silk. Gan Er uses only his hands for the final polish, so much so that the lines on his palms have nearly worn away. Only with such dedication can he create a piece that feels grand, radiant, and flawless. A man walks on a 1000 kilovolts ultra-high voltage power line, each step a dance with death. Hundreds of meters below is the ground. Around him roars the current in the lines. One slip, and he's either vaporized or crushed. This daredevil is Wang Jing, a live-line maintenance engineer on China's ultra-high voltage grid. The electric arcs that form at this voltage are terrifying. Even from several meters away, they can instantly turn flesh to ash. For a live-line engineer, this work requires not just courage, but extraordinary skill. Wang Jing relies on the sound of the current to locate tiny flaws. He can detect damage on aluminum wires, less than 2 millimeters in diameter. This expert ability is unique within the entire national power grid. It comes from climbing more than 2.0 towers. Even 1 tower per day would take 5 years. Each climb drains your strength, and at hundreds of meters high, the wind makes the lines sway alarmingly. Yet Wang walks them like solid ground, working with both hands unprotected. From below, every step looks like a game of life and death, but Wang embraces it. This is the human spirit confronting danger. China's ultra-high voltage grid needed safe, live-line methods, and Wang became the natural choice to innovate. He and his team pioneered the swing method. During 660 kilovolts live-line work, they tested endlessly, wore shielding suits because a single arc would be fatal, ushering in new challenges. Wang met them head-on, determined to ensure safe power supply for millions. This is the dedication of a national engineer, transforming a threat into a protector. This dark liquid you use every day, not just for cooking. It's perfect with mangoes. Too many insist that soy milk without it lacks soul. It's traditional Chinese brewed soy sauce. Making it the old way is complex, especially strict about sunlight, temperature, and humidity. Even a veteran brewer with 30 to 40 years of experience might only go through 30 fermentation cycles. Traditional soy sauce can take 3 to 5 years to produce. That's why people cherish it. Every drop is condensed time. It's made using a high salt, liquid method. Every spring, the beans are steamed, then placed in fermentation vats. Summer is the busiest. They need enough light, but must protect against rain. After many seasons, it becomes the rich, savory sauce you love. But modern demand meant faster methods were needed. So, a new low-salt, solid-state method became popular. Using nutrient-rich soybeans from fertile soil, workers load them into giant pots early in the day, inject hot steam, gently cooking them through the night. Once cooled, solid fermentation crystallizes into soy sauce. Then the beans are skimmed out, boiled to awaken their flavors, and filtered, and you have perfect soy sauce. One can't help but admire the silent patience of the first artisan, who stayed by this vat, season after season, and only a culture with thousands of years of tradition could create this taste miracle. Soy sauce. The man carefully cuts a small piece of sugar brick with his knife. Before long, the customer's wallet is emptied. This is the legendary origin of all hustlers. The famous Xinjiang sliced sugar. Almost every year, it becomes a hot topic online. Without knowing the true weight, one cut can leave customers both shocked and helpless. Refusing to buy is rarely an option. 3 or 5 strong men quickly surround the buyer as a warning. The ingredients for sliced sugar are carefully chosen: walnuts, almonds, and a variety of dried fruits. All premium and costly, which is why the price per unit is relatively high. First, syrup is boiled, using local Xinjiang raisins, which contain up to 30% natural sugar. After 7 to 8 hours of cooking, the raisins transform into pure, natural syrup that is pleasantly sweet and slightly tangy to boost sweetness and energy. A measured amount of white sugar is added. Next, the walnuts are poured in, and a special wooden spatula is used to stir rapidly, ensuring each walnut is fully coated with syrup, baked over high heat. The syrup forms fine threads between the walnuts, filling the air with a rich and enticing aroma. The hot walnuts and syrup are then quickly spread onto a glass slab to set. Speed is critical. Once the syrup cools, it hardens into a solid block. At this stage, various dried fruits, red dates, almonds, goji berries, are coated with syrup and neatly arranged on the block, adding layers of unique flavor to the treat. With the nuts and fruits fully covered and arranged, the sliced sugar is ready. Cutting into it releases a sweet fragrance, and each bite combines syrupy sweetness with crunchy, dried fruits, leaving a warmth in your heart. With clear pricing, sliced sugar is truly a delicious treat deserving praise. Ancient timekeeping was far more precise than you might imagine. By watching the sun's shadow and tracking its path on a stone dial, people could accurately determine the current time. A sundial consists of a dial plate and a gnomon. The dial is aligned parallel to the equator, and the gnomon points along Earth's axis, aimed at the North Star, dividing the time into 12 earthly branches. The 12 time periods from Zai to Hai are evenly spaced, each split into early and late halves, corresponding to 24 modern hours. To read the sundial, one must refer to the spring and autumn equinoxes. In ancient times, mastering the sundial was mastering the code of time. Its crafting demanded extraordinary precision. Craftsmen selected thick white marble, carefully drew the dial, and carved its shape. But the toughest challenge was dividing the earthly branches and calibrating the time marks, requiring expert knowledge in geometry and surveying. Carving was the most painstaking step. Marble is hard yet fragile. One slip could chip a chunk. Each carving needed full focus, taking countless days and nights, so the marks would endure the elements. Finally, a hole was drilled in the center, and a copper gnomon was inserted. Only then was the sundial complete. Its placement was just as exact, tilted to match local latitude. The gnomon aimed at Polaris, so the shadow would precisely mark time. Without sunlight, at night or on cloudy days, the sundial could not function, its timekeeping power limited. Yet as a symbol of time, it still reveals the wisdom of the ancients. A girl carrying a bamboo pole arrives by the river. Without warning, she jumps on the pole and gracefully glides across the water before your eyes. Balancing solely on a thin bamboo stick, she performs a stunning river crossing. Her name is Yang Liu, the inheritor of China's single bamboo drifting tradition. With just one bamboo pole, the entire river becomes her stage. Sometimes graceful and light like a startled swan, sometimes calm and elegant like a wandering fairy. She balances on one leg midstream, performs splits and difficult poses, astonishing viewers online and even overseas. She has become an international sensation, changing perceptions about the agility and skill of Chinese performers. Thanks to her mastery, Yang Liu has boosted tourism in her hometown and even appeared on national television to share her journey. But behind her breathtaking performances are 18 years of hard training. She began at age 8, with her mother making a balance board for practice. Every session was tough. Falling was common. Mosquitoes swarmed in summer to better merge with the bamboo. The bamboo pole comes from local forests, carefully chosen by Yang Liu herself to resonate with her spirit and performance. Thus was born her magical single bamboo drift act, like a sharp sword in a warrior's hand, or perfect bamboo in Yang Liu's grasp. Now, she moves beyond tradition, blending ancient style with new elements, lifting this art form to embody pure Eastern grace.